Barbara Glanz, certified speaking professional, Hall of Fame speaker, and legend of the speaking profession, spreads her contagious enthusiasm all over the world.
From now on, whenever you have a meeting in your workplace, I want you, and by the way, it can be a meeting in your school, your home, your community, but especially in your workplace. Ask if you can start that meeting with 3 minutes of good news. 3 minutes of good news. Just ask anyone in the meeting to share any good thing that's happened in their family, in their community, on the job, in the world. Folks, I have clients now all over the world who are starting every meeting with 3 minutes of good news. What do you think they're telling me about their meetings? What would you guess? They're more positive, they're more productive. People are coming on time because they don't want to miss the 3 minutes of good news. And what do you think they're telling me is the hardest thing they have to do? Stop it at 3 minutes, exactly.
Every HR professional and meeting planner know that when weighing the big decision to hire a professional speaker for a conference, choosing the right one is so important because it can ensure a successful and memorable experience. That's exactly why HR and meeting specialists from all around the world hire International Hall of Fame speaker and author Barbara Glanz. She delivers moving keynotes, compelling workshops, and engaging training sessions to help organizations improve morale, increase employee retention, and strengthen the customer service experience, all while helping her clients' employees rediscover passion and joy in their work and lives.
It was interesting. She really connected on a personal level. She told some stories, but she gave us some information that we can take back to our employees, to our workplace, to really use every day.
I thought she was absolutely amazing, very inspiring. I really liked her. I enjoyed it.
I recently was in the Charlotte airport, and I walked into the ladies' washroom there, and the attendant there had a big smile on her face, and she said to me, "Welcome to Valerie's Happy Restroom." And then she said, "If you be happy, you'll pee happy." She looked at me, she said, "You know, you've got a lot of stuff. You get the VIP section," which was the handicap stall. Every person left that restroom with a big smile on their faces. And so when I finished, I came out and I said, "Valerie, you know, I speak all over the world on creating workplaces of joy. May I tell your story?" And she stopped, she stood up real tall, she said, "Well, I already have 4 videos on YouTube." So if you Google Valerie's Happy Restroom, you will get to see her in action. But the last thing she said to me was, "If you can't have fun at work, then just stay home." And isn't that true? If you can't have fun at work, then just stay home. So customer service, I have 2 beliefs about customer service. First one is, I don't think you can ever mandate customer service. Do you agree with that? I don't think you can make anybody give good service. It's got to come from the inside out. It's got to come from the heart. My master's degree is in adult learning. We know that you do not get behavior change from here. You only get it when you reach people at a heart level. One of the things I want you to leave today, being more appreciative people, focusing on what's going right in your life, instead of focusing always on what's going wrong, what's going right in our world, what's going right in your family.
The message that Barbara gives is so inspiring. Even those who are hardened in the heart can find a way to open it and to know that they're important and that everyone that they meet are important.
Barbara is going to be in the Guinness Book of World Records as the first speaker on record to speak on all 7 continents and in all 50 states. She's trusted by top international companies such as Disney, Hallmark, Hilton Hotels, Nordstrom, Kaiser Permanente, Chick-fil-A, and Southwest Airlines, among so many others. Meetings and Conventions magazine voted her one of the best keynote presenters, and she's been one of the top speakers at SHRM's International Convention for many years. She's the author of 12 books, including The Simple Truths of Service, inspired by Johnny the Bagger, which she co-authored with Dr. Ken Blanchard, who is one of the most influential leadership experts in the world.
Well, this is a story that happened a number of years ago when I first started speaking. And actually, it's the story that Ken and I wrote the book about, The Simple Truths of Service, inspired by Johnny the Bagger. And there have been 2 movies made of it. One is a 16-minute dramatization, and then another shorter one. But it's a story of hope, and kindness is a beginning. And so you'll see that in the story. So I had been asked to speak to 3,000 employees of a large grocery store chain. And they brought everybody, the baggers, the cashiers, the produce people, the meat packers, everybody. And I love when I get to do that because I'm speaking to the whole company, so everybody leaves with the same message on the same page. One of the things I said to them is, what could you do to add your personal signature to your work? What could you do, whatever your job is, to make the customer feel special? And I gave them a bunch of ideas. Well, I give my home phone number to every audience in the world. Never had a bad experience. And about 2 months after I'd spoken, I had a call. And the person on the line told me that his name was Johnny and that he was a bagger in one of the stores. And he also told me he was a person of Down syndrome. And he said, "Barbara, I liked what you said." And he said he went home that night. He said, "I got an idea." And he asked his dad if he would help him. And he decided every night when he goes home to find a thought for the day. And then his dad helps him. They print it out 6 times on a page. He prints out 50 pages every night, cuts them out, signs his name on the back. And the next day, for every person's groceries he bags, he puts a thought for the day in the bag. Now, I had tears. Well, about a month later, the store manager called me. He said, "Barbara, you won't believe what happened this morning." He said, "When I went out on the floor at 9:30 this morning, the line at Johnny's checkout was 3 times longer than any other line." He said, "I went ballistic. I was yelling, 'Get more people out there, get more lanes open.'" And he said, the customers said, no, we want to be in Johnny's lane. We want the thought for the day."
Barbara and I got a chance to work on a book together around Johnny the Bagger, her really signature story. And that book with also a DVD has, 5 million people have been impacted by Johnny the Bagger and the whole concept of really taking care of customers. And I don't know of anybody who cares more about people and her audiences and everybody she works with than Barbara Glanz. So you're in for a great treat.
So we're going to talk about customer service. Your business, your product is your bullseye. But around that, you see customer service, how people are treated. And then finally, around the whole is your culture. I've been speaking a lot lately on creating a culture of kindness. Isn't that so necessary in our world today?
Well, it was just a fantastic way to start our seminar. I mean, it's first thing in the morning and you have that kind of message already get in your head, the simple things, but that make such a profound impact on day-to-day lives of our employees, of the people that we interact with. It's just a great way to start the day.
Right now in today's world, we lack a lot of customer service. And like she was talking about her credit card incident, that happens an awful lot everywhere. And people need to be more sensitive.
I think the biggest thing that I'm going to take away is to be more deliberate. I think of myself as a kind person. I'm surrounded by people who I receive acts of kindness from on a daily basis, but to be deliberate about it and to really make it a point on a regular and routine basis.
Amazing opportunity to watch, and I learned so much from it. So I'm ready to go out and make a deposit.
First of all, we know a lot of the benefits of kindness, better relationships, better health, and really impact on bottom line. So kindness is really all about choice. And one of the beliefs I have is that most people in our world today do not get what I call in their guts, that they have choices. I think we've pretty much created a whole society of victims. Are you seeing that? Everybody seems to have an excuse or someone to blame. And so one of my goals when I speak is to really help people leave understanding that they have choices. We may not be able to control most of our circumstances, but we can always control our response to them. And I'd love to tell a story about my husband. He had two friends that commuted to downtown Chicago every day for 19 years, 5 days a week. They went on the same train. They went to the newsstand, bought a paper from the same guy. Every day, one of the guys would say to the guy at the newsstand, "Hi, Joe. How are you? What'd you think of the Cubs? How's your family?" Never once in 19 years, 5 days a week, did Joe ever learn his name or respond to him in any other way than a grunt. So my husband's other friend finally said, "How can you day after day after day be nice to this guy who doesn't even acknowledge your presence on the face of the earth?" And the other friend said, "You know, I learned a long time ago not to let someone else control my behavior."
I think it's a very good positive message that I think a lot of people, not only personally but business, can use to improve their life and just, as she said, be happy. It's your choice.
As a certified speaking professional, Barbara works with organizations who want to recharge their corporate culture with her inspiring, heartfelt, and action-oriented presentations. All her teachings are geared towards delivering on 3 promises to her audience. First is to shift their thinking and give them a wider perspective on how they look at things. Secondly, through Barbara's storytelling, she empowers them with a personal mission that they can make a difference with the choices they make. And finally, Barbara leaves them with 6 to 8 applicable action strategies that they can take back to their teams and implement right away.
There's a wonderful quotation that says, "Every encounter that we have with another human being leaves both us and that other person on a higher or a lower plane." Which one do you want to be? Has nothing to do with personality. And what I want to say to every one of you in this room is every single person is so much more than a job title or a job description. So when I ask, what is your work? What I want to know is this: how is what you do every single day making somebody's life better? How is what you do every day making somebody's life better? That's your work.
Contact us now to hire Barbara Glanz to spread her contagious enthusiasm in your organization.